Welcome to Family Gamer TV. As you can see, we've got Rise of the Empire gameplay. Now I'm playing this slightly slowly so you can see the level of detail as that escape pod, obviously with C-3PO and R2-D2 in it, lands in Tatooine. You get a sense that everything in this space is made out of a toy. These iconic Star Wars vehicles, characters, everything is a toy from that toy box in Disney Infinity 3.0. Now we'll get into some combat with Chewbacca. You can see he's using hand-to-hand with that crossbow. But if we just pause this for a minute, you can also see the stormtroopers, the weapons they're holding, and I quite like the way that the end of each of these weapons is obviously a toy. It has a red little dot in it to signify this isn't a real gun, this is a toy. And as we move on, you'll see more of the combat. Of course, Jaba's palace, really nice attention to detail there. You can see the sand outside, fruit on the table, and of course Jaba himself in all his finery. Now, we saw this as part of a reward in Disney Infinity 2.0, and of course it's the land speeder. Don't get much footage of it here, but you get a sense of the speed and the trajectory. To get other things to ride in the space, here you've got Luke jump on his Bantha and ride around the village here. But next up, we've got the Millennium Falcon. Now, I want to pause this as it flies off, and you can see it really is like that Millennium Falcon toy you remember as a child. The gun mounts underneath, the scale, and the attention to detail here is really impressive. Let's press on as you get a flying section. And again, you get to see more of the detail of that Millennium Falcon. And we're out in space. Now, this is the completely new section in Infinity 3.0. Space combat as we're flying over a Star Destroyer. We're going to move now, though, to some more hand-to-hand combat with Luke. And you can see how Ninja Theory's attention to detail, Ninja Theory's improvement of those combat mechanics is present in Rise of the Empire as well as Twilight of the Republic. And of course, Luke needs to get the power generator down so that we can get into the Death Star and do our trench run before these stormtroopers attack him. So you can see some architectural mechanics here as the Death Star crumbles around our TIE fighter flying through it. And this draws on experience in Studio Gobo that they had with that split-second game, of course the racing game, where very similar things happened. And of course this ends with those torpedoes down into the fuel duct. Now let's go down to Hoth. This is looking really nice. The attack walkers, just huge. And again, you can see, attention to detail, that red button on the top, which suggests again it's a toy. And of course, if we jump into a snowspeeder, we can tie up their legs and they completely fall over. What's interesting here is that walking mechanic is real-time and procedural, so they have to actually be able to walk. If you get something in their way, then they will trip up. Again, here we're scaling up the AT-AT walker, a bit like Shadow of the Colossus, and the developers mentioned that in their presentation. And of course, if we just pause this, you can see the poor driver gets absolutely flung out of his driving seat with the customary screams of surprise. So let's just move on again. You can see in the back of the AT-AT is this toy control, and in the presentation we got to see how you could take that out and you could then drive and control that AT-AT. So there you go, that's a close look at some direct captured footage from Rise of the Empire. On the channel we've also got complete playthroughs of some of the levels, so do subscribe and check out those other videos. We've also got close-ups with the toy figurines for Rise of the Empire. So that's all we've got time for today, though. We'll be back with more Disney Infinity, more Skylanders, more LEGO Dimensions very soon.